Everyone, welcome back to Yoga for Wellness. My name is George Ethan Cox. I'm your RYT 200-hour certified yoga instructor, and I have an amazing practice to share with you. It's all about getting into your gratitude. And first, I do want to say I hope you all had a wonderful holiday this week. I know I did. And in the theme of Thanksgiving, today's practice is going to be about gratitude. So all I could ask for you is to make sure you're wearing something comfortable. And this was originally designed for someone who is a bit more familiar with yoga. You don't have to be a master at it by any means, but just take caution if you've never practiced before. If you feel something that causes too much discomfort, off. I'll provide variations, but this should be all encompassing class that can meet all levels. I want to thank Wilkes Recovery Revolution for helping make this all possible so I can share my practices from my home to yours. And also, I want to thank Sequence Wiz for helping provide a huge portion of today's practice. It helped me make a guide that will be beneficial for all parties. And I think that what I learned from that class that was taught by Olga Cable, what I learned from her was going to carry over in today's class. I wanted to make sure I gave them recognition. I do research on my classes before I teach them, and I like to give recognition where it's due. But with that being said, I think you're really going to like this class. It will work all portions of the body. It's a flow class, so we will be doing plenty of movement and utilizing the breath. One last thing before we get started. I want to let you know that I will be giving breath cues because this is really big into utilizing breath work to transition from one pose to another. And because I'm speaking while we're doing these movements, I may not be doing the inhales on the same cue as what I'm cueing for you. But just follow your breath, follow my cues, and I'm glad that you're here. If you have any questions or any interests that you'd like to see for future yoga classes, make sure you comment below, and always take a moment to make a like or share. It really makes a big impact, and I do thank you for showing up for yourselves today. Let's go ahead and begin. Get in a nice, comfortable seat. Thank yourself for showing up for yourselves today. Take your time having that seat today. Feel nice and grounded, nice and connected to the earth. You can simply have your hands on your knees here just to start. Let's take a breath together in through the nose. Think nice and tall. And exhale out. Maybe close the eyes or soften the gaze as we begin. Inhale in. Lift the sternum slightly. And exhale, relax the shoulders. Now continue at your own pace, deepening the breath, focusing on the inhales, creating length in the spine, and opening the chest and lifting the sternum. And exhaling, relaxing the shoulders, releasing the energy down the back body. As we continue starting our practice today, let's set an intention for ourselves, but let's begin with a question. Do you focus a lot of your mental energy in appreciation and gratitude for what you have, or do you use that energy to linger on thoughts of what you want and what you do not have? This practice today will kind of help reset that mindset and focus in on what we do have in our lives, things we're grateful for. Continue breathing deep. And I invite you, as we do several of these sequences today, to think about one or a few things that you're grateful for. And you can stay on that one thing, or you could have several things and change throughout. Just focus in on the things in your life that brings you gratitude, brings you joy and peace. And when I cue you, I'll say, focus in on this or that. And then we transition to the next thing. It's usually an exhale. And you mentally say, I am grateful. These are all internally expressed, so you don't have to say them out loud unless you want to. But just keep that in mind throughout the practice. All right. Keep breathing in. Nice deep breaths, filling up the rib cage. Smooth exhale out. Inhale, think of this or that. And as you exhale, say mentally, I am grateful. Let's try it again. Inhale, imagine one thing or another. And exhale, mentally say, I'm grateful. Awesome. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your hands together at the heart center and allow your sternum to lift to meet the thumbs. Inhale, think of this or that once more. And as you exhale, draw your chin to the chest and in a reverent bow, you can even say out loud, I am grateful. Inhale here without moving and breathe into the space of the back of the neck for a nice stretch. And exhale, relax the shoulders. Slowly bat the eyelids open. Inhale, release the hands, place them back on your knees. Gaze forward. All right, my friends, we're going to go ahead and transition to all fours. So tabletop position. Place your wrist directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hip flexors, hip points here. First sequence here. So from here, we're going to inhale, go into cow pose. Heart lifts, look forward. Exhale, guide the hips down and back to the ankles and lower to child's pose. Inhale, lift back up, go directly into cow's pose. And now curl the toes under. Exhale, draw your hips up and heart reaches towards your feet. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to bring ourselves back up to all fours into cow pose. Gazing forward. That's our first cycle. So really take your time, draw the breath slowly. Exhale to bring yourself back to child's. Release the head, soften the neck. Inhale, cat pose. Curl the toes under. Exhale, hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, lower the knees. Uncurl the toes, heart lifts. What I imagine here is I claw into my fingertips and press away from the mat, clawing like you're pulling the mat back towards the rest of your body to lift your heart. And then exhale, back down. On your next inhale, you'll have your cow pose again. And imagine that or this. Curl your toes under, bring your hips up and back, and imagine the words, I am grateful. Let's do that again. Practicing our little phrase today. Inhale, heart lifts for this and that. Exhale, hips down, heart melts down. Imagine I am grateful. Inhale, back to all fours. Last sequence here after this one. And exhale, hips up and back. Ground down in the ankles and heels. Heart reaches to feet. Inhale, lower the knees nice and softly here. Heart lifts for this and that. Exhale, hips draw back. Imagine the words, I am grateful. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, draw the toes under and bring your hips up towards the sky. And then back to all fours. Excellent. From here, we're back in all fours. We're going to bring ourselves back to child. We inhale from all fours. Exhale to child's. And from here, we bring our palms parallel and lift them straight up to the sky, doing a miniature back bend. Ah, and then exhale to child's pose. And then from here, we're going to go from here back to table as we did before in cow pose. Curl the toes under, back to down dog. So we're just adding in that one move. Inhale, back to table, cow pose. Exhale, child's pose. Really take your time here, grounding at your hips. Inhale, swoop the arms up, guiding with your heart space. Exhale, float the palms down. Child's pose once more. Inhale up to cow pose. Exhale, curl those toes under, bring your hips up, peel it up. Now we can start incorporating our little mantras. So as you inhale again, back to cow pose for this and that. Child's pose, imagine, I'm grateful. Lift the arms up, heart guides you. Imagine this or that. Float the palms down to child's pose. Imagine, I am grateful. And inhale. Lift your heart to cows for this and that. Curl those toes under, bend the knees and lift your hips up. Heart reaches towards your heels. I am grateful. Now do this one. I'm just going to cue the breath and the move. So inhale, heart lifts, cow. We're doing some amazing flow work here. We're bringing blood, fresh blood into new parts of the body. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale, heart lifts, hands up, parallel, baby back bend. For this and that. Exhale, float the palms down. Hips guide back to the feet. Heart melts down. Inhale, cow pose. And then exhale, guide yourself up to downward facing dog. Gorgeous. From here, on down dog, begin taking a slow walk with your feet, keeping the knees nice and bent. You can even ragdoll if you want to, but we'll meet at the top of the mat. Just hanging here to start. Maybe you move your head gently side to side to loosen it a bit. Shaking it yes and no. To start, we're going to place our hands on our ankles You can bend the knees as generously as we need. We're just going to practice some half lift flow. So inhale, straighten the legs, straighten the back. Heart opens just a hair. And exhale, fold forward, bend at the knees. Allow your belly to cascade over your thighs. Inhale, roll it up halfway, holding on to the lower shins. Nice long spine here. Imagine a line from the tip of your head all the way to the tailbone. And exhale, fold, bend at the knees. Inhale, imagine this or that. Exhale, bend the knees, fold. I'm grateful. Notice the pattern. When we exhale, we imagine I'm grateful. And when we inhale, we think of this or that. Inhale, lengthen for this or that. And exhale, I'm grateful. And since this is so close to Thanksgiving, a lot of you are just full, but I'm grateful for being full. All right, my friends, bend at the knees nice and generously. We're going to use our hearts like we did earlier to guide us all the way up to standing. So swoop your hands forward and up, heart lifts to Tadasana. And then exhale, float the hands to the heart, crease at the hips, bend the knees, forward fold. Again, we're going to swoop our arms forward and up, using our heart to guide us up into Tadasana. And then float our hands down to our sternum, crease at the hips, bend the knees, forward fold. Take your time. Inhale, swoop the arms forward up, heart guides us. Press firmly into the feet, keeping your feet hip width apart. Exhale. With the hands in Anjali Mudra, crease to the hips, forward fold. I am grateful. Last one. Use your hands to float up. Heart lifts to guide your body, firmly pressing into the heels. And then exhale without folding forward this time. Just allow your palms to meet at the sternum. Take a moment just to notice how you feel. Maybe you close your eyes for a few moments. Notice the earth beneath your feet. Notice if there's any changes from where we started already. You may notice that just a few minutes of yoga can make a great impact. Gorgeous. All right, from here in standing, you can walk up, make sure you're at the top short edge of your mat. We're going to start by sliding our left foot back. We're going to stand in a triangle pose. So both legs nice and straight here, pressing firmly into that back heel. Cross your arms like you're making an X in front of your heart here. We're going to inhale in and out. On your next inhale, we bend our front knee, going into a lunge, opening our heart by making goalpost arms. Our elbows are squeezing back, our elbows in line with our shoulders, like our heart's bursting through a threshold here. And then exhale, straighten that front leg, cross the heart, bend the chin to chest. Squeeze your legs into an imaginary line to keep stability here. Let's try that again. Inhale, open the chest by squeezing the elbows back. Keep your arms in line with your shoulders. And exhale, crossed the arms, chin to chest, soft back of the neck. Let's incorporate our little mantra here. Inhale, open the elbows nice and wide for this and that. Exhale, chin to chest. Straighten that leg. I am grateful. Last one. Inhale. Open the arms nice and wide here. And exhale, cross the arms, chin to chest, straighten that front leg. I'm grateful. Awesome. Bring your elbows close to the body, pulling back, palms flat, like so. Bending that front knee back into that lunge. Keeping like we're having an opening in the chest. We're going to inhale here. Pull those elbows back. Exhale like we're pressing a giant wall away from us. Nice and slowly. Use your breath to exhale and press forward and draw the chin to the chest, opening up the shoulders. You can bend that front knee as much or as little as you need to. Nice and slowly. Pull those elbows in, flip the palms facing up. Opening the heart, squeezing the shoulders. And exhale, press away nice and slowly. Use your breath to guide you. Again, that's, I know you're supposed to exhale here, but talking and breathing, you know how it goes. Inhale, draw your palms back in, squeezing those elbows, heart opens, pressing into that back heel. And exhale, press it away. Last one, inhale for this and that, imagine. Exhale, push away, imagine the words, I am grateful, chin to chest. Awesome. From here, we're going to put our hands on our hips, pivot the right foot inward and the left foot to the left, and bring that back, your right foot now behind you to where you're making a high lunge on the opposite side. Just to set yourself up, feet parallel, or maybe the back foot just slightly outward. And we're going back to the first set that we were doing earlier. Left leg straight, arms crossed in front of you. They can stay the same, hand on top, or you can swap if you want to. We bend our front knee forward. Inhale, open the arms nice and wide, like we're pressing our hearts through a threshold. And then exhale, cross the heart, straighten that leg, chin to chest. Inhale, bend that front knee, elbows squeeze back. Maybe you slightly look up. Exhale, hands crossed over the heart, straighten that front leg and chin to chest. Use your inhale. Imagine that mantra for this and that. Exhale, cross the arms. I am grateful. Last one. Inhale, open the arms. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those shoulders. And exhale, cross the arms, straighten that leg, chin to chest. I am grateful. Beautiful. Squeeze those elbows into the body now, pulling them back, palms facing the sky. Bend that front knee. Inhale in. Exhale, chin to chest, press forward. Chin to chest here as we exhale. Inhale, flip the palms, face up, pull back the elbows. Heart lifts, look up slightly. Exhale, flip the palms facing forward and push. Exhale, chin to chest. 2 more. Inhale, flip the palms. For this and that, we pull here, opening the chest. Looking up slightly, keeping the front knee bent. Exhale, push out. I am grateful. Exhaling and chin to chest. Last one. Bringing it all in. Pull the energy back. Lifting the chest, looking up slightly. And exhale, pushing it out, chin to chest. Stretching the shoulders. Imagine I am grateful. Awesome. Straighten that front knee. Bring that front or back foot to the front. Inhale, swoop the arms forward, up and back. And exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, holding on to the ankles. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift again. We're going to do a little more half flow. Nice long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find expansion here in the rib cage. And exhale, navel draws in as we fold. Again, keep your legs as bent as you'd like them to. Last one, inhale. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees, bring the palms to the floor. Step back one foot and another and lower to your knees. Then walk your hips all the way to your heels. Child's pose. Take a few breaths here to experience some groundedness, to reset. Maybe you find a gentle sway of the forehead side to side. Breathe into the back body, creating space. Take 2 more breaths here, nice deep breaths. And you can do the little mantra if you like. Imagine with your inhale for this and that. And on your exhale, I am grateful. Gorgeous. Inhale, bring yourselves to all fours, heart lifts. Exhale, curl those back toes under, bringing yourself to down dog. Walk your feet up halfway and bring your hands back halfway. Rotate so you're facing the long edge of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, swoop the arms forward and up, guiding with your heart, lifting all the way up to Tadasana. And exhale, hands to heart. Now heel toe your feet apart. We're going to go into our warrior legs here. So right toes facing out here, bringing your left toes to the front left corner of the mat, bending into your right knee. We're going to we're going to face the right. We're going to inhale, lift our hands parallel, heart lifts for warrior one, but we're going to straighten that front leg as if we're in triangle. And exhale, we're going to bend our elbows, swooping our arms back and bringing our hinge to our hips like we're peering down into a pool of water. Swooping our hands forward and up, we're straightening that front leg for a nice long stretch here. Then exhale, bending the knee, bending the elbows, peering forward. Squeezing those shoulder blades. Inhale, straighten the legs, opening up in the heart space, thinking for this and that. And exhale, bending the front knee, bending the elbows, bringing the arms back to airplane arms, peering into a pool of water. I'm grateful. Last one, straighten that leg, hands up into the sky. And then exhale, bend at the knees, bend at the elbows, airplane arms, peering forward and down into the lake of water. I'm grateful. Awesome work. Hold here for just a second. I'm going to inhale, straighten the leg, lift the arms back up, and then exhale, swim the arms behind you and interlace the hands behind your back. Bend the front knee and press firmly into the back ankle. Focus on straightening those arms. If it's not perfect, that's okay. But focus on opening the sternum and breathing into the rib cage to find expansion. Inhale, lift the chin slightly. And exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, back to neutral. Just breathe here, 4 nice, long, deep breaths. Focusing on opening the sternum here, lifting it up, and grounding the shoulders with the exhale. Inhale for this and that. Exhale, I'm grateful. One more deep breath in. And on your exhale, release and open your arms out wide. Bend the front knee, warrior 2. Here's where things get fun here. So, warrior 2, we're holding for just a moment, keeping your head over your heart, heart over your pelvis. Your palms, imagine them floating on an imaginary plane here. Pulling the pinkies back. And then on your next inhale, drop the back hand and kind of hinge at the hip, straightening that front leg, bringing your right palm into making a nice long line from your right fingertips to right toes. Placing your left palm on your thigh here. Using that same hinge action, we're going to bring our arms all the way down. Right palm meets at the shin, left palm up towards the sky. Heart nice and open. Remember this nice open in the chest here, a good way to access it. It's like you're smearing jelly or honey up into the chest and beyond. Breathe. Here's where things get fun. It's in that triangle pose, and if you need a block to place down here, go for it. So your head's neutral to start. Then we're going to inhale, bring your palm beyond your head, and we look up. Exhale, bring that palm down to behind you. It can go onto to wrap around to bind on that right thigh if we want. You can rest on the small of your back, or just rest on your bum, whichever works best for you. And as you do that, have your head face the ground. Inhale, use your nose to draw a line to lift up and extend your arm all the way back up to beyond your head, keeping your heart lifted. And exhale while keeping that heart nice and open, down, bringing your head back down. Inhale, nice and open, bringing your head to face the sky, hand beyond the head. For this and that, exhale, looking down, palm wraps around. I'm grateful. Last one. Inhale, all the way back up, lifting your heart space for this and that. And then exhale, all the way back down, looking down. I'm grateful. Now, you can have your hands still stay on your ankle or on your shin. We begin to bend our front knee nice and slowly. You can keep your hand on that block if that's working best for you. And this could be where you stay. And that's perfectly fine. But if you're interested in trying this, pressing firmly into your front foot and back ankle, you can bend further into that front knee and use your right hand to wrap around the leg and meet your left hand behind you. Focusing on keeping your heart open for a bind. The main thing is to keep your chest open. If you cannot keep your chest feeling open here, if it's collapsing, it might be a little too much for today. So ease off and just focus in on that lunge. Breathe deep. All right, unravel. And step that back foot up to meet the front. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, Heart lifts, raising up towards the sky. And then, with this in mind, slide your right toes back and focus the toes out slightly to the right, bending that front knee, warrior one. Inhale, straighten that front leg. We're doing what we did before, but with the other side. Nice long torso. And then exhale, bend the elbow, bend the knee, crease at the hips forward, and make airplane arms as we're peering into a lake before us. Inhale, straighten the knee, lift the heart. And then exhale, in one fluid motion, squeeze the elbows back and bring your arms into airplane arms as we hinge at the hips, bend the knee, and peer forward. Inhale, straighten the legs. We're working the legs and the body here, and the shoulders everywhere. For this mat, exhale, bend the knee, airplane's arms peering forward. I am grateful. Last chance in this position. Inhale, straighten the legs. Heart lifts. Bend at the elbows, bend the knee. Exhale, airplane arms. Looking forward. I am grateful. Awesome. Inhale, keeping that front knee bent. Lift the arms up. And then exhale, open wide to warrior two. Keeping a nice little buoyancy to start. Reset yourself, head over heart, heart over pelvis. And whenever you're ready, straighten that front knee. Drop the back hand, lift the front one up and over beyond the head for a nice long line from fingertips to toe. Inhale, pull the thumb back. Then exhale, hinge at the hips and go into side angle. Adjust the feet as needed so you can keep focus on pressing forward into that back foot. And I think I skipped a step, so we'll come back to the bound hands in just a second. Keeping that leg nice and straight, we're going to inhale, open the heart space, and then exhale. Inhale, bringing your arm beyond the top of your head, like so, keeping your heart open, looking up now. Then exhale, move your arm downward, bringing your gaze down. Inhale, looking up, bringing your hand up beyond your head. Nice long stretch, pressing into the back heel here. And exhale, looking downward. Maybe wrapping that hand around the thigh. Think nice and light on your left hand here. Inhale. Use your torso to stay strong here. Lifting your arm, looking up, thinking for this and that. Exhale down. I am grateful. Last one. Inhale, looking up, arm goes beyond the head, pulling the right thumbs back. Exhale, guiding your head down. I'm grateful. Now, invitation here to bend into that left knee. And again, this lunge might be where you stop for today, or for this pose anyway. Breathe here. Bend further into it. And if you desire, you can take your left hand and wrap around to bind with the right, only if your heart can remain open. You can experiment with this. Breathe in to your heart space. And release. Bringing your torso back parallel with the mat. Step or hop that back foot to meet the front. Feet about hip width apart. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, using your heart to guide yourself all the way back up. Exhale. Swimming your palms behind you, interlacing the palms behind you. Bringing back your right foot this time into that lunge, catching up from before. Pressing the palms down and away, keeping your heart nice and lifted. We're breathing firm. Our heart space. See if you can deepen your stance here. Inhale, lift the sternum. Exhale, relax the shoulders down and back. Pressing firmly into that back knee. Inhale, imagine this and that. And exhale, I am grateful. Last one, you're doing great, my friends. Inhale for this and that. Exhale, I am grateful. Beautiful. Release the arms. Inhale, step forward. Inhale, lift up the hands to the sky. And exhale, float the palms together at the heart center, thumbs to sternum. And close your eyes for just a moment here to notice how you feel. Bringing yourself gratitude for making it here, practicing some yoga. Notice any changes from before, any mindset changes, anything at all. And notice if anything of judgment comes into mind. And if it does, allow your attention to be brought back to the breath and gratitude. Resetting yourselves to go back into your intention. Beautiful. All right, release the palms. Bring yourselves to the center of your mat, facing the long edge. Heel toe your feet a little wider than hip width apart. We're going to inhale, open the heart, lift the hands up. Exhale, bring your palms or your hands to your hips. Hinge at the hips forward for a forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, bend at the knees, using your hands to guide you. You can have your arms meet at your elbows meet at your knees here for a little support. For a little yogi squat. Inhale, straighten the legs, lifting your hips up, lifting your heart halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend at the knees, lowering the hips, yogi squat. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten the knees. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more of these. Inhale. Exhale, bend at the knees. Inhale, halfway lift for this and that. Exhale, fold. I am grateful. Inhale, halfway lift for this and that. Exhale, bend at the knees. I am grateful. Last one. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten the legs for this and that. And fold. Exhale, I am grateful. Gorgeous work. All right, my friends, heel toe your feet together, still in our fold. Walk your hands to the right, and we're going to lower all the way down into all fours. And then we walk our hips down to our heels for one more child's pose. You deserve it. Breathe here, 3 nice, long, deep breaths. Breathing into the shoulder blades here, but that we've been working today. We've been creating space in our hearts to create more room here, to make things a little more comfortable in day-to-day life. And then back to our mantra, inhale for this and that. Exhale, I'm grateful. Gorgeous. We're going to inhale, bring ourselves to all fours and walk ourselves to our bellies. Starting with allowing your head to rest face on the right side of your face on the mat. Slide your palms in line with the shoulders, squeezing the elbows together. Feet, can bring them as close together as you can. Pressing into your pelvis. We're going to press into our palms and inhale, lift up your head, lift up your feet. Exhale, release the head, release the feet. This time your head lays onto the left side. Inhale, press into your palms, press into your pelvis, lift the feet and head up. Maybe a little more. And exhale, rest the right side of your face down, feet down. This time bring your feet a little wider, like about hip width apart. Slide your hands in line with the bottoms of your rib cage. All right, so we're going to lift a little higher. We're going to inhale, lift our head up higher, pressing into our pelvis, pressing into our palms, squeezing our elbows together, like we're pressing our heart forward. Exhale, rest on the left side of your face, resting your feet. Inhale, lifting up, our feet a little higher, head a little higher. And exhale, release. Right side of the face. Now we're going to try to attempt to bind. If this is too much, just focus on lifting your hands and feet and head off of the mat, if anything. You do not have to attempt the bind if that's too much for you. But if you're ready, we're going to inhale, lift our head and feet. Try to bend our knees and bring our feet to our hands. And then pressing into our hands into our ankles and our ankles into our hands. We're lifting our heart, pressing into our pelvic bone. Breathing deep. A gentle squeeze into the middle with your legs. We're going to go for 3 breaths here. For this and that, I'm grateful. You got this. Last breath. And release everything on your exhale. Gorgeous. All right, my friends, we're going to move ourselves into laying down on our backs. Grab hold of the shins and bring them up to your heart and roll back. Make sure you're in a comfortable place. Draw the knees into the chest. And exhale, press the knees away. Inhale, draw the knees into the chest. Maybe do a little baby circle here. We're going to kick that left foot out, squeezing the right knee into the chest, placing our right arms to the right, and guiding our right knee over to the left. For a nice stretch here. Supine twist. Maybe bring your guide your awareness to the right side. Or bring your drishti, your point of focus. Focus on opening your heart space, your rib cage with each inhale, then drawing your twist further to the right with each exhale. Back to center. Bring your knees in towards the chest. And exhale. Right leg goes out this time. And twist your left knee to the right, opening the right arm out long. Bringing your gaze to the left. Breathing deep here. For a nice twist. Should feel really good in the glutes, the hips. Okay, and unravel. Bring those knees into the chest. Inhale, and as you exhale, open the knees wide and bring them back to center away from you. And then pull them towards the chest again to inhale. Exhale, open the legs and push them out as you exhale. Repeat as many or as few times as you need to, or as fast or as slow as you need to. Just use your breath. All right, my friends. From here, place your feet flat on the mat. And I didn't think about this before whenever practicing bridge pose. We're about to do bridge pose. But what I like that Olga brought to the picture is a bit more arm movement. And it actually really helped you feel the entirety of your spine flexion. So what she did here, she opens her arms out wide like a snowman. And then exhale, brings the arms forward and down as we lift our pelvis. Inhale, lower the body. And exhale, arms forward and down to lift the pelvis. Now take your time doing this. You can go as long or as short as you want to. And I'm doing it for 4 repetitions. And I'm going to hold for a few breaths, drawing our tailbone to reach towards our knees and slowly lower it down. Beautiful. Now to conclude, we got a little yogi freestyle. Option is yours of what you want to do. You can grab hold of your big toes and kick up into happy baby. Stretch out those legs. If you want to sit back up and do some staff pose folds, you may. Or if you want to do some inversions like leg up the wall pose or even plow pose. The choice is yours. Just take a few minutes for you on what you want to do to conclude this practice. And find a little gratitude in your movement. Be thankful that you're able to move the way you have been today. Be grateful for having the space for such activity. And being grateful for being in a world where we can share knowledge and activity sequences, in this case, for the greater good. All right, my friends. Now it's about time to conclude our practice for the day. So we are going to lower one foot and the other, allowing it to spill away from our mats. Allowing our palms to rest gently at our sides, facing the sky. Invitation to snuggle the shoulder blades in and underneath the heart center. Gently close the lids of the eyes and soften the gaze. And take this time for reflection of my initial statement, of what we reflect on, things that we have been given in our lives or all the things we don't have. Think of this practice and see how that's made a difference for you. And think of the breath and how that's carried you from moment to moment. And if your mind begins to wander, bring yourself back to the moment to meditate and to process. And we'll conclude here soon. All right, my friends, bring your awareness back into the space. Maybe begin by wiggling the fingers and the toes, bringing life back to the body, swaying your head gently from one side to another. Let's bend our knees and take your time getting there. And of course, you can stay in Shavasana as long as you like. But when you're ready, roll over to one side as we will push ourselves back up into a seated position. We always conclude in gratitude for every yoga class, but today is extra special as we've been focusing exclusively on gratitude today. And in our flow class, we bring our hands to our hearts, or in my case, my hands to Bentley. We bow to each other and bow to ourselves in gratitude and say the sacred yoga term, Namaste. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Thank you guys for joining in. I have awesome content coming to you every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Again, this is partnership of Wilkes Recovery Revolution and Yoga with George Ethan. If you have any questions or suggestions or anything of interest, please comment below. I'd love to hear from you, or message one of us at our Facebook accounts or websites. I love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.